Hi guys, how's it going? Today I'm making another video. I don't have a proper intro yet, but it's soon coming. And I'm using my phone as a microphone because I want you guys to be able to hear me clear. That way, and because there's a little bit of noise, but it's okay. I found a solution until I get a mic. But we out here. How's it going, guys? Happy Moon Day. It's Monday, where I am in Florida, and it's looking pretty nice outside. It's a little foggy, like it wants to rain. I think it did rain a little bit. So that's how my day's looking. And as you can tell too, I also got a whiteboard so that I can be able to visually show my visual learners. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that I want to create a series on my channel called The Planets Now, and I'm kind of leaning towards wanting to make it an infinite series. So, a series that never ends, because I'm going to always want to be talking about the current positions of the planets and their influence on us. And of course, every aspect of it, teach you guys what I know and learn from the questions that you guys may have. That way we can both, get that information. I'm going to start with Mercury because I don't know, I just feel like that's what I'm guided to talk about today. So, and I do have a shirt on, guys. I know it looks like I don't have a shirt on, but I do. Mercury is currently in the sign of Scorpio. Now, this is why I like to explain, the element, whether they are mutable, whether they are in retrograde or not, because that stuff is very important as well. So I'm gonna explain the retrograde planets as well. So right now, I just want to stick to speaking on Mercury in Scorpio. Now we know that Mercury is the teacher planet. It's a planet of communication, logic, intellect, and then we have Scorpio being secretive, more intuitive, dark, intense energy. That's what Scorpio gives off, right? Being a water sign and being ruled by Pluto, as well as before Pluto existed, right? It was with Mars. And we know Mars to be pretty destructive, right? It's a very masculine warrior energy. So now we're talking about Pluto because it's funny because Pluto, they just found Pluto and they don't think it's even a planet anymore, and there's like debate around that it's even a planet. So it's kind of like, obviously it is a planet, I believe it's a planet. So what this planetary position right now with Mercury being in Scorpio means that communication is going to be a little bit more intensified and a little darker. And it's interesting too because we're about to hit Halloween soon, so like people are starting to do Halloween things. If you want to describe that as dark and deep, there's other things. It's not that generalized. It's more like Pluto is it's complete transformation. Pluto is sudden events. Pluto is dark, death, sex. It's a dark black hole with information that only few people know. And that's the scorpionic energy because it's connected to this sign Scorpio. And Mars is also a very sexual planet as well. Sexually driven. Now, maybe you're talking more about sex with people, or more about death, or more about astrology even, because that's more on the hidden side as well. People don't study or look into astrology like that. At least before. Now it's so much more considered, and it's so much more popular, so much more known to a lot of people who have experienced a spiritual awakening, right? And then you find all this information and you're just like hold on, I need to process all this. I need to process all of this that's going on right now, because I have not resonated with something so much, so particularly, and so naturally, and everything just burst in my head, where I'm like, oh my god, I want to know about that, and I want to know about that, I want to know about everything. I want to know. I'm curious. Let me know. I want to know. So, but I also accept, I'm a being, that I'm a being in this three-dimensional experience. I know everything and I know nothing. I know everything and I know nothing. Now, if we look at it element-wise, the element of the sign that Mercury is in right now, it's water. So it's more intuitive, right? It's more emotionally connected, emotionally in tune, psychic. That's what makes them psychic. They feel things. They're able to decipher things that maybe you didn't think other people could. And that kind of it's what kind of makes them secretive, maybe come off as secretive. I know, depending. It's like I got a slap in my face by the Scorpios. They were like, "Don't say that." Not all Scorpios are secretive. You know what I'm saying? There's two sides to the Scorpio, right? Because everything is bad and good. Remember, every sign has bad and good. It's about how you balance that sign, right? How evolved you are in that sign. So when we talk about Scorpio, they can be good liars. It is just, Pluto. When you think about Pluto, the fact that Pluto rules this planet, it's more about hidden intentions. Mars is more about outer intentions. That's why Mars also rules Aries, and Aries is, very expressive of their intentions. And then you got Pluto with that rules Scorpio, which is more inner, so it's more hidden intention. You know. Hey, I cut off that video and I started again here because I didn't get to finish that day. So we are going to continue to talk about Mercury in Scorpio and what's that going to be feeling like. Just giving you guys, a better understanding of what it means when a planet is in a sign. So we know Mercury, travels into a sign for like a month, right? In one sign. So being that it's in Scorpio, like I said, it's this transformative kind of energy. Now, people are going to want to communicate more about deeper, mysterious things that is wanting to be discovered, uncovered, unveiled. There can be power struggles with words, because Mercury is words. Mercury is your logic. Mercury is your understanding of everything and the way that you learn, right? So when you were first learning and you went to school, you learned how to read, you learned how to write, right? This is what Mercury represents in your life. So depending again on your chart personally, where your Mercury is, we can tell what's going on with you specifically and this position right now with Mercury in Scorpio. Also dependent of the house that it is in. Now, You know, some people, they get confused when it comes to the houses and the signs. And I'm gonna make a video actually after this one where I'll literally show you how it looks on the pie chart and everything. Like I'll show you on here. I'm gonna write it down there, and I'm gonna show you. I draw it out and show you guys. But for now, let's just stick back to Mercury and Scorpio. We know that as Mercury travels through the signs in order, right? 1 through 12, Aries to Pisces. It's in Scorpio now. Before it was in Scorpio, though it was in Libra, right? For a month. Now, that Mercury in Libra made us, you know, feel like we needed to balance our relationships with other people, right? Trying to look at the brighter side of everything. That's the Libra kind of energy, right? Venus, comfortability with balance and with harmonious situations that bring out our talent and our gifts, right? And then we're able to create the art, the actual gift. Whether it's art, whether it's something material, whether it's something, it's a performance, whether it's you know, there's so many different kinds of arts and gifts that people have. But when Mercury was in Libra, that's what we were energetically leaning more towards. Now that it's in Scorpio, right? Now that the little dance is over and the nice little kumbaya, harmonious Libra energy is shifting into the Scorpio. And Scorpio knows that everything's not always going to be bright. Everything's not always going to be fair. Life is not fair. Life is much deeper than what you think it is. So Scorpio gives us that transformative way of thinking where it's like things and conversations are going to be much intensified, much deeper than what we were experiencing a month ago. It's like the gears start to shift, right, and change into that scorpionic darkness. Here, we are forced to face our demons, our dark side, right? Now, how do you interact with that side of you? Do you even know that you have that side of you? Do you even know that it's okay for you to have that side of you and embrace it? Do you know how to connect with that side of yourself? And this is exactly what this Scorpio and Mercury is going to bring into fruition for us. It's going to help us realize and help us find ways in which we can communicate and also at the same time feel comfortable embracing this dark side, embracing that intensity and that other side of us. Now, we also know that Venus is in Scorpio as well. The Sun is in Scorpio as well. And we have a new moon in Scorpio. I believe it's actually happening from now to the 2nd or 3rd of November. And all of this scorpionic transformative energy is really helping us tap into those conversations and experiences where we really have to look at what does it mean to us? What does darkness really mean to us? What does your inner demons, what does the other side of yourself mean to you? How do you express it? Do you feel comfortable expressing it, you know? Venus, we know that is all about comfortability. We know Venus is what you value. Now our values are coming into play. Your material comfort is in question. What do you actually value? What is actually going to help you evolve as a human on this earthly plane? with not only light but darkness, where with our genetic biological makeup, our whole existence, which is not only made up of the light but also the dark. What does that dark mean to you? It is the time for seeking truths. It is the time of observing the little details and uncovering the true meaning. When I think of Scorpio, when I feel Scorpio's energy, I feel this intensity in the way that it helps me understand the deeper, darker meanings. I feel like all this Scorpio energy is really helping us tap into that side of ourselves. And I probably said that like 6-7 times already, but that's really what I feel. And I also feel for some reason drawn to grab my tarot cards right now and just checking up on this energy, this Scorpio energy, these planets. Yes, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do exactly just that. Be right back. Before I do that though, of course, I also would like to mention we know that the signs have different sides to them. Like I explained earlier, there's a negative and there's a positive. And depending on how you go forth with this energy, that's how your reality is going to become. That's what you're going to attract. So let's remember too that Scorpio can be obsessive. I also said they can be good liars. So you might come across lies. You might come across obsessions, whether it's you or somebody else, right? Through words too. That's the thing. Communication, obsessive communication, right? Mercury, Venus, obsessive relationships, right? Because Venus is in Scorpio. Obsessive emotions, because the moon, the new moon in Scorpio, right? Obsessive actions, the sun in Scorpio. Now just be careful with how you handle this energy and how you react and what you are attracting into your life. And this all starts by the little things that you do every single day. Little things that you do every single day. Little things that you notice every single day, especially during this time. You want to be a little bit more attentive. You're naturally just going to be drawn to be more attentive now because it's just what the planets are doing, what the energies are doing. That's what you will experience. I feel like there are a lot of endings in obsessive natures, in obsessive ways of dealing with your relationships. Is going to come to the surface now. Now is going to come to the surface. And if it's not brought out now and taken care of now, when Mercury goes retrograde, you will be confused if you do not let go of obsessive thinking, of obsessive reactions, of control. This energy can bring that forth. If that's what you are attracting. If that's what you are attracting. If you do not reflect upon those elements in your relationship. Now, if you are discussing this and you are unveiling this, right, with your partner, maybe you're going through a situation like, this could play out so many different ways for so many different people. So I don't want to generalize it to one scenario because it can play out in so many different ways. I'm just giving you guys the information, what the planet means, what the sign means, what it means when the planet is in that sign, so that way you guys, can go about your lives, and if you see the synchronization, it clicks, and and you feel more aware and guided to make the right decision, to follow your intuition, and to listen to your heart and the messages, and flow. This new moon in Scorpio is so intense. I have to literally make a whole other video speaking on the new moon in Scorpio. Right now, I just want to really focus on that Mercury in Scorpio and the Venus in Scorpio. I have taken out my cards. This is the packaging in which I have them. And we shall discuss the energies that we're currently dealing with. Specifically, the planet Mercury in the sign of Scorpio, as well as the planet Venus in the sign of Scorpio. Now, if you look at your chart, you can know exactly where your Venus is, and you can check the aspects to which your planet is making with Venus currently right now. It can also tell you the house in which the transiting Venus is in. So definitely look into your chart. I suggest you guys go to astro.com for more information on your chart. What should those drawn to this video look out for? Mercury in Scorpio and Venus in Scorpio. We have the Knight of Cups that came out just now. Now we know the Knight of Cups. The Cups is water energy. It's in regards to your emotional state, right? That's water. That's Scorpio. Scorpio is a water sign. The Knight of Cups is walking, not even walking. The Knight of Cups is on his horse, delivering his message calmly and focused, right? Very focused. Source, beloved, angels, higher self, ancestors. Ace of Cups. This could be a very, very, very emotionally enlightening time for a lot of people. Your cup is overflowing. Your cup is overflowing. You have everything that you need. You see it. You see it coming into fruition. I'll keep that there. Beloved ancestors and universe. What will this Mercury, Venus in Scorpio bring? What will... Okay, got some fire in here. Got some wands. So we have two cards that came out. We have first the Nine of Wands reversed. Then we have second the Six of Wands upright. Now what the Nine of Wands reversed to me means is boundaries. Boundaries being violated. Issues with boundaries. Right. Maybe someone feels like they've built up so much strength over the years, right? With all their wands, they've built up all the strength over the years to get to where they are now, right? And then we have the Six of Wands, right? Which is success. It's good news. It's celebration. It's fair communication. It's a promotion, maybe. With this Nine of Wands reversed, though, it makes me feel as if, you know, you were scared. Maybe you were scared to show that side of yourself. If it's in a relationship, maybe you were scared of opening up to that person in that intimate level, that intimate emotional level. This shows me, though, that it's okay. It's okay. And it's uncertainty. It's uncertain. You see his face? Even upright, he's like uncertain. Right? He feels like maybe he's doing so much work and like nothing is like reaping out for him. Like it's like maybe you feel invasion of your territory. Like you may be dealing with someone who's acting a little bit defensive because you're delving into parts of them that haven't been delved into. Okay, you're bringing up things that haven't been brought up in a while. Okay. And it's bringing good results. It's bringing good results. It's definitely bringing good results. I feel like these cards are definitely telling me that it is okay to be vulnerable. It is okay to be vulnerable. It is okay to be vulnerable. Scorpio is secretive. Scorpio is very secretive. Scorpio can be very secretive and in their own little world. You know, that's why they may come off the way they do to other people. Because They know the true intentions of every move that is made. And opening up in this way is new to them. Opening up in this way is new to them. This energy is a little new to them. Venus having a conversation with Scorpio is new. Because Venus is making things comfortable. Venus is relations with others and your value and how those relationships last, how long those relationships last, how fruitful are those relationships. To me, it looks like you're yearning for more emotional connection and truth. And it's coming to you. And of course, there's always going to be an uncertainty. Always. When there's truth coming, there's always an uncertainty. There's always like a scary feeling, you know, but at the end, it's looking good. It's looking good. Getting more into the topic of Venus in Scorpio before I end this video, before it gets any crazy longer. We know Venus to be kind of superficial, right? Depending on what things you value specifically. Some people, you know, value and feel very comfortable and good when they just find value in material things that don't mean anything at the end of the day. Venus is now questioning what you really value. We know generally that Venus is associated with love and relationships, right? And how you approach these love and relationships with other people. Venus in Scorpio is not flirting. Oh, I like your shirt. You're cute. We should hang out sometime. That's not Venus in Scorpio right now. Venus in Scorpio is, do you really want to be in my life? And if you are, I want to know what your mind is like. I want to connect with your mind, body, and soul. I don't want to flirt. Or maybe we could flirt. We can flirt. But it'll be dark. It'll be dark and a little dirty and intense. But let me connect with your mind, body, and soul, because I wanna dive deeper. I wanna form a real connection. I wanna talk about things that make us both feel like we're floating, like we're not even here anymore, like we both just left this dimension, this reality. Let's escape this reality. Right now, all that matters is the connection that we have, is how this connection came to be. Now remember, Scorpio can be obsessive, right? Power control, power. This relationship is the only thing that matters to me right now. This is it. This is the only thing that's it right now. This relationship. you are going to be in my life forever. You are the one. Just be careful. Don't lose control of yourself. Don't lose control of yourself. Fears. There can be fears. Fears of opening up, of being, of sharing that side of you, of being vulnerable. Just like the reading came out, just like those cards. It makes sense. Scorpio is honestly like an all or nothing, black or white kind of energy. So when it delves into something, it's delving into that thing. Be sure of that. Be sure it's taking note of everything and observing its intensity and its origin. Scorpio wants to get down deep to the root. And if you're not willing to do that, well, best of luck in these transits coming up. You could even, be just by yourself. Just taking time to create a relationship with yourself intimately with that dark part of yourself. And just learning how to cope with both sides of yourself, the light and the dark. But before I just keep talking and never stop talking, I'm gonna end this video. I'm really glad that I actually ended up finishing it, because I started it and then I was just like, I just threw it away. But I'm back. And I really do look forward to sharing more with you guys and connecting more with you guys and speaking on the planet's current positions right now. And I would love for you guys to comment, tell me what you think, tell me if this is making sense with your life currently. And if you know where your Venus falls in your chart and where the transiting Venus is hitting, what house the transiting Venus is in your chart as well, definitely comment that down below so we can have a little discussion. And thank you guys so much again for watching and for faithfully liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. And I sense and I see and I appreciate the love once again. And I shall come back. Ashe.